Hello everyone, welcome to this session. So let's crack ITJ in English with Unacademy. So before starting, let me introduce myself. I am Jitendra Dikshit and I did my BTech from IIT Kanpur and I have been teaching IIT JEE aspirants for last 11 years to excel in mathematics. I have worked with various national level institutes and now I'm starting my course on India's biggest online learning platform, which is Unacademy. So today's session is about how to prepare IIT JEE Maths. I'll tell you the different and important aspects of JEE exam, like exam pattern, marking scheme, and marks versus rank. That means how many marks you need to score to get a particular rank. And obviously maths syllabus, different units of maths and their importance weightage wise in IIT JEE advanced exam, and the most important topics of IIT JEE. But before starting the session, let me tell you about the Unacademy subscription. So if you get the Unacademy Plus subscription, then what are the things you'll get? Let me explain all those things. So once you are subscribed to Unacademy Plus, then you can get access to unlimited live and recorded courses on Unacademy from the best educators of India. For example, you have subscribed to Unacademy IIT JEE course. Then you can attend live and recorded courses of all the IIT JEE educators on Unacademy. No matter how did you get the subscription, but you will be able to access the entire syllabus of IIT JEE. Apart from this, you can attend the live sessions of educator of your choice, and you during the session you can ask your doubts, you can interact with your educator, you can participate in the polls. So overall sessions will be very interactive. And apart from these recorded and live lectures, you can get access to online test series and quizzes, which are very important questions for any such a big exam like IIT JEE and NEET. So you'll get access to all the test series and quizzes. So to get the Unacademy app, you can download it from Play Store. So download Unacademy Learning app from Play Store and get the subscription. And now let me tell you the subscription charges. So now you can see if you subscribe to Unacademy Plus IIT JEE, then these are the charges for IIT JEE. So you can see there are many options. You can see you can subscribe for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months, or 24 months. So you can see two prices are given in all the plans, one before the discount and other after the discount. So if I talk about the discounted price, then obviously it is economically better if you subscribe for 1 year or 2 year plans. You can compare 1, 3, or 6 months plans with 1 year plan. So 1 year plan is of 27,000 after discount, obviously. So it is obviously economically better than the other plans of 1, 3, and 6 months. And one more thing, if you add price of one more month in 1 year's price, that is 1 year's price is 27,000, and 1 month's charge is 5,400. So if you add these two prices, it will be 32,400. So that means if you pay 32,400, then you'll get the subscription for 2 years. So just adding one more month in 1 year's plan, you'll get the subscription for 2 years. So it depends whether you are in class 11th or in class 12th. Accordingly, you can choose your plan for 1 year or 2 year. But it is always advisable to buy 1 or 2 years plan accordingly. So according as you're in class 11th or class 12th. So this was the subscription. You can use my code, which is JEET1, to get the discount. So you can use this code to get the discount. Now let's talk about today's topic. So today's topic is, so I have taken 5 points as I told you. First, exam pattern, the important points to enhance your preparation, and then better understanding of the exam pattern, like marking scheme, negative marking, types of questions. So all these things I'll tell you. Second point is marks versus rank. So I already told you that I've collected past 10 years data through which I'll show you the a particular to get a particular rank how many marks are required. Okay, so this will be the second point. Then in the third point I'll cover the entire math syllabus. So I'll tell you the math different units of math syllabus, and then I'll tell you their weightage in ID JEE exam, and the last I'll tell you the most important topics of mathematics. So let's just start with the first topic, which is exam pattern. So JEE Advanced has two papers, and both the papers are of 3 hours. Exam mode is computer based, so it is CBT, computer based test. Each paper will be equally divided into 3 sections: physics, chemistry, and maths. That means each subject has equal weightage in IDJE. Further, each section is divided into two types of questions. One type is MCQs and the other type is non MCQs. So first let me talk about MCQs. MCQs means multiple choice type of questions. So multiple choice type of questions are again of two types, in which one is single correct type and the second one is multiple correct type. So if you are attempting single correct type of question, then what will be the marking scheme? So if I tell you the data of 2019, sorry, then it had negative marking. That means if you mark the correct option, then you'll get +3, and if you're marking the wrong option, then you get -1. So it was +3 and -1. You can say 33.33% negative marking in single correct type of MCQs. Then there are multiple correct type of MCQs. So multiple correct type means one or more options might be correct. So if one and more options are correct, then you should be very, 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 careful. So what will be the negative marking? Yes, there is always a negative marking in multiple correct type of questions, and sometimes it is very strict also. But from last 2 years, there was partial marking in multiple correct type of MCQs. So I'll tell you what is partial marking. So partial marking is this, like if you attempt or if you mark all the correct options, then you'll get +4 marks. Yes, multiple correct type of questions are of +4 marks. If you mark all the correct options, and then partial marking is you'll get +3 marks out of +4 if all 4 options are correct, but you have marked only 3 options, and you'll get +2 marks if 3 or more options are correct, but you have marked only 2. Similarly, you'll get +1 mark if 2 or more options are correct, but you have marked only 1. And if you don't mark, if you're not marking any option, that means if you're leaving question, then you get 0 marks. And in all the other cases, you'll get -1. So due to partial marking, it is good to attempt, because if you're sure about one or two options, then you can mark those options. But you should not mark any option if you're not sure, because surely you'll get negative marking. Earlier there was not partial marking, so it was like if you attempt all the correct options, then you'll get +4, and if you are not attempting, you'll get 0, and in all the other cases you'll get negative marking. So that time it was very the cutoff was very low because of this, because students scored negative marking if they attempted like they knew 2 options out of 3, so they marked 2 options, and the 2 options were correct, but they just left one more, so they got negative marking because of that. So now there's partial marking, so it is easy to attempt multiple correct. compared to the earlier case. So this was the marking scheme of MCQs. Then there are non-MCQs type of questions. Non-MCQs type of questions are two types again. One is numerical value based. So numerical value based questions, let me tell you what is numerical value based. So numerical type of questions are kind of subjective questions. You'll have to solve and find the value. So in this case, no guessing is possible, right? So answer can be a rational number, or but you'll have to write the answer in uh, up to two places, two decimal places. So if your answer is more than two, if you're getting an answer more than two decimal places, then you can round it off. So this is numerical type of questions. And then we have matrix type of questions. So metric type of questions are they have two columns. You can call list one and list two. So list one has four questions, and list two again has four parts like PQRS, and list one is 1, 2, 3, 4. So you need to map list one with list two, and there's one mapping which is correct. So four mappings will be given in the options. Yes, MCQs will be given in this type of question also. Slightly different, so I have kept this matrix match in non-MCQs. So four options will be given corresponding to the mappings, and one option will give you the correct mapping. So you need to mark that correct mapping, and there will be negative marking also, like it was in single correct type of question. So this was matrix match. So these are four types of problems which were asked in IIT JEE 2009 exam. So I've told you the exact pattern of 2019 JEE advanced exam. So now let's move to marks versus rank. So marks versus rank. I have given you, I have collected the data of past 10 years. You can see the data in first column. I have written the ranks. So I have compared three ranks: 10,000, 5,000, and 1,000. And in the other columns, you can see year-wise cutoffs of these for these particular ranks. So now you can see, okay, first let me tell you one stat. If you get 1,000, 10,000 or below rank, then you get ITs. You get admission into ITs. If you're getting rank around 5,000, then you'll get more options. And if your rank is around 1,000, then you'll get old ITs with better choices, like very good branches. So to get these ranks 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, how much you need to score? See, if you need to, if you are scoring around 40%, 40% is the average. I have taken the average of last 10 years. So if you have see, average is 40, average of this average for this particular rank 10,000 is 40%. So if you are scoring 40% and paper is moderate, not very easy, neither very easy nor very tough, then you'll get rank around 10,000. It might be 9,000 also, 8,000 also, or maybe 11,000 if paper is slightly tough, or other parameters. Other parameters like in this column 2017, you can see cutoff is very high because paper was very easy. First of all, second 5% bonus marks were given because there were some errors in the paper. So 5%, that means 18 marks were given in bonus. So in such cases, you can see high percentage in 2017 and other case also. Otherwise, generally it is nearly 40% to get 10,000 rank. Similarly, to get 5,000 rank, you can see you need to score nearly 50%. 47% is the average, but if you score 50%, then you get rank around 5,000. Sometimes the paper is tough, then you with 50% you can get even 2,000, 3,000 rank also. So I'm talking about normal cases when paper is moderate, like most of the years it was like this. And to get 1,000 rank, it is one of the best rank. So if you want to get this rank near 1000 or below 1000, then you need to score 60 or above that. If you are scoring 60%, so this is quite stable. If you get 60 to 65, then mostly you'll get rank below 1000. So these are the ranks I have compared using the data of last 10 years. Now let's talk about the maths syllabus. So now you can see I have divided the entire maths syllabus into 5 portions, 5 units. One unit is calculus, the second unit is algebra, and third unit is coordinate geometry. Fourth unit is of trigonometry, and fifth unit is 3D and vectors. So you can see these 5 units. So and most major portion is covered in calculus and algebra. So I'll tell you the weightage of these 5 units in the next slide. Actually, let me show you the next slide first. So in this slide, you can see, look at the calculus and algebra. So it covers nearly 70%, 65 to 70% is covered in these 2 units only. So questions, I'm talking about JEE Advanced exam. So in JEE Advanced exam, mostly questions are from these 2 units, like 70%, 65 to 70% questions are from these 2 units. These 2 units are big also compared to other units like coordinate geometry, trigonometry, and vector and 3D. So let me come back to first calculus. So calculus has many portions. Many topics like functions, limits, continuity. So in calculus you can divide into 2 portions. First is called differential calculus, and second is called integral calculus. So differential calculus has topics like functions, limits, continuity, differentiability, methods of differentiation, and AOD, which is the most important topic. Other topics are also important. Actually, limits and continuity are easy topics, easy and scoring. Limit, continuity, and differentiability, and also MOD. But AOD is a very vast topic, and sometimes it covers 10 to 15% alone, this topic alone. So let me show you the third slide in which I have selected 5 topics which are the most important. So I'll talk about these 5 topics also simultaneously. So you can see these 5 topics. First is definite integration, matrices and determinant, application of derivative, probability, and complex numbers. So these 5 topics cover nearly 35 to 40%. You add these percentages, it will be around 35 to 40%. So these 5 topics are very important. So I'll also talk about these topics along with the units. So I was talking about differential calculus. So in differential calculus, the most important topic is AOD, and limits and continuity, differentiability, and MOD are easy and scoring topics. So always focus on these topics. Now let me talk about the integral calculus. So integral calculus again has 4 topics: indefinite integration, definite integration, area under the curve, and differential equation. Then the most important topic is definite integration. I have showed you the data. So definite integration was one of the 5 most important topics. So overall calculus is very important because it covers 30 to 35%, and sometimes it goes beyond that also. There are many questions from calculus. So it's a very important portion, very important unit of mathematics. It is interesting also, so one should work hard on calculus. This portion will be covered in class 12th. Now let me talk about the algebra. So algebra has some easy topics and some difficult topics. So first let me tell you the easy topics: quadratic, sequence and series, and matrices and determinants. These are easy topics, or in which matrices and determinant is a very, very important topic. So quadratic and sequence and series are covered in class 11, but matrices and determinants generally most of the institutes it is covered in the end of class 12th. But nowadays most of the institutes cover it in the beginning also, because this portion this portion is now very important for JEE Advanced, and this is easy also. So if it is if it is covered in the end, if you are studying this in the end, then make sure you do it properly, because you should not this topic at all. It should be done very well, because this is very important. It covers 10 to 15% portion in the total exam. So these are the four easy topics. Now there are difficult topics of algebra also, like permutations and combination, probability, and complex numbers. Out of which probability and complex numbers are very important, because out of 5 topics I have showed you, these 2 topics were also there: complex numbers and probability. So probability is very important. So permutation combination is I have kept this into tougher topics, but actually this topic is very interesting. Most of these students find this interesting, but while doing the topic, you will encounter a lot of challenging problems. So do not get afraid of all those problems, because in IDJ they generally ask basic questions on counting. So in exam, question from this particular topic, permutation and combination, is easy, although questions from probability and complex numbers might be tough compared to the question from permutation and combination. But there are 3 4 questions, sometimes 2 or 3 questions from probability. One is tough, but the other 2 are easy. So you should prepare this question, this probability and complex numbers properly, because this covers a lot of portion of JEE Advanced exam. Now let me talk about the coordinate geometry. So coordinate geometry, we learn the different shapes like circle, ellipse, parabola, and hyperbola, and a straight line. So a straight line and circle are the first 2 topics which you'll study in class 11, and the rest 3, parabola, ellipse, and hyperbola, will be covered in class 12th. So generally straight line and circle are most important, but you can't say that questions will come from these topics only, because it happened 1 or 2 times. Then questions were from parabola, ellipse, and hyperbola. So if you're doing coordinate geometry, then you should do all the topics properly. Yes, first 2 topics you'll have to do properly, because they are the basic topics. Without a straight line, you cannot study circle, parabola, ellipse, or hyperbola. And similarly, without straight line and circle, you cannot study parabola, ellipse, and hyperbola. So first 2 topics, so you'll have to do properly. And if you're doing first 2 topics properly, then next 3 topics will also become easy. Now let me talk about these topics from exam point of view. So questions from coordinate geometry are easy, and most of the time they are formula based. So this coordinate geometry, although it covers 14%, as I have shown you, you can see it covers nearly 40-15%. Sometimes it can go 17-18% also. But questions from coordinate geometry are scoring. You can score very well in coordinate geometry. So you should do this portion of mathematics, this unit of mathematics properly. Now let me talk about 3D and vectors. So if I talk about 3D and vectors, then there are only 2 topics. One is vectors, another is 3D. These 2 topics are important because there are always questions, 3-4 questions from these 2 topics. 3-4 questions means 10 to 12%, maybe 13%. So yes, there is always 10 to 15%, 10 to 13%, I should say, 10 to 13% weightage of these 2 topics. These 2 topics, some of the students find difficult, and actually they are considered difficult because now if you visualize the thing, if you can visualize the things easily, then yes, 3D will be easy for you, vectors will be easy for you. But if visualization is difficult for you, then yes, these topics might be complex for you. But from exam point of view, questions from vectors, yes, might be difficult, but questions from 3D generally are easy. So if you are doing 3D, then you should be aware of this thing, that in exam questions will be easy. So at least you can learn all the formulae. I should tell you one more point, that you should not leave any topic of mathematics, because if you're finding some topics difficult, then also you should do the basics of those particular topics, because in exam questions from those topics might be easy, and and the topics which you have prepared well, so questions from those topics might be tough also. So you should do the basics of all the topics. That should be your strategy. Then you should focus on the most important topics. You should work on those topics. Calculus is very interesting, so you should work on calculus. You should not leave without you. If you're leaving calculus or not doing it properly, then J advanced, you want to score well in J advanced maths. Now there's this, I haven't talked about trigonometry. So trigonometry is the least weightage wise least important. You can see in IIT exam it has like 7 to 8%. So sometimes it is very less also. If you look at the data, then you can see this. If you look at the data, then sometimes it was 3%, 4% also. Like only one question was from trigonometry, or maybe two, three questions were from trigonometry. But trigonometric ratios and identity, which is actually the first topic when you start your preparation for IIT in class 11th. So in that topic, many formulae. So at least you should do that much of trigonometry so that you will be uh, comfortable with all the formulae, because question might not be from trigonometric ratios, but trigonometric ratios, all the formulas of trigonometric ratios will be involved in all the units of mathematics, whether it is algebra, calculus, or 3D vectors. So trigonometry is important from that point of view. And apart from trigonometric ratios, trigonometric functions, inverse trigonometric functions are very important for IIT point of view. And there's a topic, solution of triangle. So one question can generally come from that topic also. So this was all about mathematics. I have showed you the data of last 10 years and average of that data. So now you know what is the weightage of calculus, what is the weightage of algebra, and how where you should focus more. So the most important topics. So I hope you like this session. Now you can subscribe to Unacademy, and you can use my code, which is JEET1, to get the discount. Thank you very much.